happy things, positive things.
Hey Ma, do you know what bursts my bubble?
What bursts your bubble, Andrew?
Psychiatric medications. And I want to discuss this openly and honestly. To those of you who've been following my channel, last November around Thanksgiving, I stopped my psychiatric medications entirely. And it led to a hospitalization in January. And then I stopped the antipsychotic, and I still stayed on the Depakote, but I stopped the antipsychotic, and then I had a second psychiatric hospitalization. Was it March or April?
April.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the medications and the adverse side effects. Something I'm really worried about. As you know, I was prescribed a mega regimen of psychiatric medications for many years, correct?
For a period of time.
For like 10 years. I took it from 2011, 2012-ish till about, 2022. Basically till 2022, 10 years. And I think, I'm afraid, can the medications cause cancer? Can the medications cause dementia? Can the medications damage the brain? I know when I spoke to the psychopharmacologist Dr. Copland, he said actually the medications prevent T cells and prevent inflammation and prevent body-wide T cells, so actually it prevents cancer. But I'm obviously very, very concerned because the medications do seem unnatural, right?
I think that what he's saying is correct. It's like when people take medicine for diabetes, people take medicine for heart disease, people take medicine for autoimmune.
Yeah.
When your cells, autoimmune is your body attacks itself. So in a sense, what he's saying is correct. That if you have inflammation in the brain, you have to bring down the inflammation so your body doesn't attack its own cells.
No, I know, but also the medications for the adverse side effects, like the Exelon for...
Well, no. Those
Could that cause...
No.
He said Exelon cannot cause dementia. I know they prescribe it for Alzheimer's patients, like the Cabergoline, he prescribed an overdose. Sometimes I'm afraid. Obviously,
Can I finish?
Yeah.
You don't have to be on those medications forever. When you're having consistent issues, but then you compensate naturally for things that you can do naturally, not to have to take those those things. Put things in your phone. Chew smaller pieces. Like for me, if I have things wrong with me that I'll use, I could take a medicine for, but I'll use a chamomile tea. It's more natural. You can find ways for the side effects more naturally.
And I realize why psychiatrists in my family, for example, want me to take the medications. But and I was talking with other people.
Which medications are you talking about?
Just the psychiatric medications in general. And I feel like, when I discussed that with people, the reason for it is because, you've proven you're sick, obviously. But like a lot of people with schizophrenia, bipolar, schizoaffective, or whatever your severe mental health diagnosis is, a lot of the people feel like they're being forced by family members or psychiatrists. Even though you might not literally have a gun to your head, it almost feels like, I have to take these medications, at least from my point of view. Otherwise, my family will kick me out on the street.
No, it's not your family.
No, or whatever.
It's not your family. The problem is,
yeah,
when people with severe mental illness are off their medicines, they get to a point where they're not coping with the life, and they're a danger to themselves and others. They don't see it though. They can't see it when they get that sick. They can't see it.
Well, like even the hospitalizations this year, I mean, maybe it was a blessing in disguise to get me back on the Abilify and Depakote. And I know, recently Dr. Copland has been pushing for the Clozaril, and I'm like, all right, that's like next level.
Lately?
Yeah. But honestly, to be honest with you, I mean, in a way, I realize the need for the Abilify. I realize the need for the Depakote because I don't want another psychiatric hospitalization. I don't want any problems really, but in a way, I mean, there's adverse side effects. These medications are not a magic pill.
Look, I understand that completely because I'm not a medication person either. However, if you can't live a happy, clear, healthy life, then you have to weigh out.
Sometimes I feel like I need socialization, self-esteem, a girlfriend,
but try that first.
Financial independence, a life. That's what I feel like I need.
But try that first.
Yeah.
Try that, but you got to push yourself.
But like they say, no girlfriend's gonna want to date you if you're behaving scary, like you have severe mental illness. So you got to keep that in mind too.
You got to exactly. You have to keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
That if you're behaving scary or not clear, then people will be like, huh, what's wrong? So you want to find the happy medium between medication and clarity.
Yeah.
To keep your life going forward for happiness.
And that is
That is what it is.
Yep.